here. So children, in the previous class already we have learnt about water, forms of water, sources of water and water cycle. So let us today learn the different forms of precipitation in nature. So what are the different forms of precipitation? That is fog, dew, frost, rain, hail and snow. So children, so what is fog? In winter, when water vapor condenses on the dust particles in the air, they form fog. Fog is thick cloud of very small drops of water in the air very close to the ground. So we cannot see things clearly on a foggy day. We cannot see things clearly on a foggy day. And the next one is dew. Atmospheric vapors condense into very small drops on cool surfaces at night. Okay, atmospheric vapors condense into very small drops of water on cool surfaces at night. These drops are called dew. These drops are called dew. So children, you can see these dew drops early in the morning before the cold night on the leaves and flowers and all. You can just observe that. You can just observe the rain drops of water on the flowers and leaves and all. So these are called dew. And the next is frost. Frost is formed as thin white layer of ice on the ground and other surfaces, especially at night when the temperature drops to below 0 degree Celsius. When the temperature drops below 0 degree Celsius. And then what is rain? Water vapor condense and fall to the ground in the form of water drops. Okay, in the form of water drop, it is called rain. So you all know how rain is formed. And then next is hail. Hailstones. So when raindrops pass through very cold regions of the atmosphere, they freeze and become hail. They freeze and become hail. And then next is snow, children. In extremely cold regions. So in extremely cold regions, the air in the atmosphere high above is very cold. Okay, the air in the atmosphere high above is very cold. When water vapor rise up, they condense into ice crystals. Okay, they condense to form ice crystals. Instead of water drops, these fall down as snow. These fall down as snow. So it happens in extremely cold places. Okay. So let me just continue with the next one, that is underground water. What is underground water, children? When rainwater seeps into the ground, it passes through several layers several layers of soil and rocks. So you have learned about layers of soil. So when raindrops passes through the ground, it passes through several layers of soil and rocks. Finally, it reaches the non-porous rocks. Finally, it reaches the last layer, that is non-porous rocks, where water gets collected. Non-porous rocks do not allow the seeping of water further as it is hard, as they are hard. Thus, the collected water is known as underground water. And then children, the level of underground water in an area is known as water table. The level of underground water in an area is known as water table. And then children, only about 2.5% of total water available on the earth is fresh water. But only 1% of this fresh water is easily accessible for us for the consumption. Accessible means available for our consumption, as it is trapped in the glaciers. So every drop of water is precious. We should save water in whatever way we can. We should not waste water. So the few points that I have given: ways to save water. Tap should not be left running when brushing or taking. You have to just take care of that. And then second point is to take bath, use a bucket and a mug. And then water used in the kitchen for washing fruits and vegetables can be reused for watering the plants. Okay. And then don't waste water by letting taps drip. Don't use hose pipe to clean cars, balconies and driveways, because a lot of water is wasted by doing that. And then like that we have to take care of not wasting the water, children. And then get the leaking taps repaired. Okay. And the next topic is impurities in water. Water in the wells, ponds and rivers is impure due to the presence of impurities or water in the wells, ponds, rivers is impure due to the presence of impurities or pollutants in it. The impurities present in water are of three types, that is insoluble impurities, soluble impurities and disease causing germs. Okay, the impurities present in water are of three types: insoluble impurities, soluble impurities and disease causing germs. So what we can do that one? So we can purify the water. We need to use purified water. So there are few methods. So water can be purified by following methods, that is sedimentation and decantation, filtration, boiling, by adding chemicals. So like that we can by following these methods we can purify the water. So what is sedimentation and decantation, children? This method is used to separate insoluble impurities such as vegetable peels, plastic papers, wrappers and then pebbles. Okay, so by separating these insoluble impurities, we can by using this method we can do that. So one activity also they have given here. You can just see the picture here. So what you need to do, allow the impurities to stand for some time in a beaker. You can just see the picture, the first picture here. Allow the impurities, impure water to stand for some time in a beaker. You can see that impurities here. So allow the impure water to stand for some time in the beaker, and the impurities in water will settle down at the bottom. The second picture you can see here. So the impurities in water will settle down at the bottom here, and then the settling down of insoluble impurities present in water is known as sedimentation. Okay, the settling down of insoluble impurities present in water is known as sedimentation. So now what you have to do, now pour the water in another beaker with the help of a glass rod. Okay, you can see the insoluble impurities also here. So without disturbing the settled impurities, so you have to pour the water in another beaker using the glass rod here. So you can see the clean water it is collected in another beaker here. So this is called decantation. So this is one method there. Okay, you can pure the water, children, purify the water, and then next is filtration. So children, the water obtained by decantation is not pure. Okay, the water obtained by decantation is not pure, as it may still contain some fine impurities in it. So what we have to do, so allow the water to pass through a filter paper. So you can just see the picture here as shown in the figure. So you need to allow the water to pass through a filter paper as shown in the figure. The impurities are, you can see the filter paper in the funnel here, and then impure water, it is been adding into the been pouring into the funnel there by using a glass rod. So filter paper you can see inside here, children, and then so what happens here, the impurities are left behind on the filter paper and clean water is collected in the beaker, and clean water is collected in the beaker. This water still contains some germs in it. This water still contains some germs which make water unfit for drinking. So what we have to do, this can be purified by boiling. This can be purified by boiling. So boiling the water kills the germs present in it. Okay, that is another method. Okay, and also one more method, that is by adding chemicals to the water can be purified there. So what are those chemicals? Like chlorine tablets, bleaching powder and potassium permanganate can kill the germs present in water and make it pure for drinking. Okay, these are the few methods, children, that is sedimentation and decantation, filtration, boiling, and adding by adding some chemicals like chlorine balls, bleaching powder and potassium permanganate. Okay, and that can kill the germs that is present in water and make the water pure for drinking. So these chemicals are added in the big tanks. Okay, big tanks, over tanks will be there. No, for that they will add these chemicals to purify the water. Okay, then the last part is weather, children. So what is weather? Weather is condition of atmosphere over a short period of time, and it may change anytime. It may change anytime. The weather can be windy, cold, dry or humid. The weather can be hot, cold, windy The climate is different from weather. It is the regular pattern of weather conditions of a particular place. It is the regular pattern of weather conditions of a particular place. Both weather and climate are influenced by temperature. Both weather and climate are influenced by nature. Influenced by temperature, humidity, moisture in the air, clouds and winds. Both climate and temperature are influenced by temperature, humidity, moisture in the air, clouds and winds. Okay children, so let me end my class here. So in the next class, let me give the notes for this lesson children. Okay, I hope you have understood. See you in the next class. Thank you.